Hello and welcome. Hello, welcome in this another evening where I'm preparing new pieces to carving for tomorrow. Hello, welcome everyone. I couldn't be live yesterday and today during the day to carving something new. That's why having more time this evening I wanted to prepare some pieces for tomorrow. Just tuck in a little and make you relax with some wood cutting sounds, wood carving sounds. Hello, welcome. Hi Egypt, I don't know why you like this, but I hope pronounced it well. So I'm just carving out the shape of this Raven School pendant and some wolves that are my best sellers of these are going to be pendants, something like this. But this is another design, so as bestseller I'm going to prepare to work tomorrow. This is American walnut wood. It's a little hard. Hey, cool baby. I'm glad you appreciate it. These are simple wolves, but are my best sellers. That's why I need to remake some designs I sold recently. And as in the evening I'm not carving, just because of the evening light, so I just decided to show up in live and just cutting the shape for the pieces I'm going to work these days. Hello, hello, Francie. I'm Polish, but I live in Italy since long time already. And this is Raven School, my absolutely bestseller. That's why I decided to make another one with another symbol. I usually carve even detailed, very detailed jewelry, like this, for example. I know the light isn't good, um, but these are bestsellers, as most of my customers are Viking jewelry lovers. Hello Fausto, ciao, buonasera. Thank you. And recently, as I'm often in live streaming, I started carving bigger sculptures, something like this. And this is my last work that I'm going to put oil tomorrow. Oak leaf spirit spoon. I'm carving even some spoons. So I'm not only carving jewelry lately. Hello woodchuck. Hello Pedro. Thank you. Gracias. As I'm carving this raw piece of wood, that's why I'm showing you some of my jewelry. But if you would like to take a look further, you can find in description the link of my website, or just take a look to my channel to see some videos if you are interested to see with the better light. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. Subscribe if you'd like to follow more. I'm often trying to post new creations or just updating progress of my work. Thanks. Hey Bryson, yeah, of course. I'm glad when you make me questions. I'm just carving out the shape of this Raven School. The Raven School is my most sold design from Viking lovers, Viking jewelry lovers. And that's why my pieces are unique, but some bestsellers like this I remake often some design. I'm glad that you enjoy woodworking, wood carving. Hello. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. There are two kinds of works I do. Something simple that I remake often. If if I sell some of my jewelry pieces, but they are unique. Anyway, every one is unique, different details, even if the same design. But there are some jewelry that I never remake the same design again because these are very. This must be unique, the only one of this design. For example, I made another wolf, call it making a series of wolf and girl in olive wood. I already sold one in olive wood, and the next design I'm going to do will be different. Not repeating anymore the same design with very particular intricate work. Yeah, it is. You mean if I work with chainsaw? No, I don't. If I'm sculpting, if you mean if I'm sculpting with chainsaw, I don't. I have small tools, I just work with little tools. Let's say that my style is to make little art in miniature. So if I make something different than jewelry is sculpture or spoons like this, but small compared to big sculpture that are carved with chainsaw, for example. Yeah, thanks for appreciating. Hi, hello, welcome. Sometimes to make faster I could out the shape faster with some tools, other tools, but sometimes I like to enjoy live these carving sounds as I can't work with evening live. I can't carving details with the bad life, so light. And this kind of work is relaxing, especially in the evening where I know that I can't carving. So just whittling the shape of the design. So subscribe to my channel to follow all my carving journey. This is just a little part of my work, but you can follow most of my creation that I post videos of the work in progress or sometimes just finished carvings. No, unfortunately I didn't, because I know this cottonwood in bark is in United States. I don't know if it's possible to get it in Europe, or if in Europe there are different wood with bark good for working. But I know that cottonwood is perfect because you can cut to all directions you want. Is something like this. And I've been watching all carvers from United States using the cottonwood with the bark. Thank you. So I don't know if it's possible to get it in Italy, but it must be popular in Canada and United States, the cottonwood. Hello. Oh yeah, you are lucky. I I really would like to get this wood. I even checked if possible, but I'm not sure. But it's easy to work for many carvers because you can, because the grain is easy, that you can cut to many directions, or it's soft itself, the wood. Is it soft? Well, I don't know. I know that it's possible to shipping the wood, but I'm shipping wood pieces, wood wood carvings to United States, so I don't know. Huge cotton masks, cottonwood masks. Ah, and with big chisels and gouges or chainsaw? Yeah, it's soft, but many carvers use it for face carving more than basswood, for example. But of course, I only saw carvers from United States or Canada work this wood. Ah, okay. Yeah, go just to make the, for example, if you are carving masks, to make the shape, and a knife for fine details. But yeah, I love watching other carvers use carving this wood with the bark. From the video looks easy, where you can cut, for example, eyes shape. Like I carve this eyes nose in basswood, I must follow the grain. It's different. Ah, okay, I understand. Well, maybe someday, one day, I'll find one. Who knows? One piece with the bark. Even if I have just one piece, I'll plan to make something spectacular. How much time this would need? Do you usually take it dry already? Or you collect it to make it dry? I don't know how many months on years it needs to get dry and ready for work. Because I'm sure that for carving, maybe for carving spoons, like many carvers used to using wet wood, but for carving faces, even cotton wood, I'm sure they use it the dry wood. Hi, hello. Yeah, I understand because yeah, but even if I get it wet and dry myself, for example, when you have wooden blocks without bark, you cut the outer part because you know the outer part is going to be with cracks when it's going to dry. So I don't know the cotton wood when you work already with the bark, the cracked part. But sometimes you can, even when you dry cotton wood or anyway wood with the bark, uh, the pieces with cracks, you can personalize some details, even some details, especially when you carve wooden spirits. So I think in this case is great. I know some carvers that, for example, carve wood spirits with the cotton wood, and there are some leaf design with broken, with cracked pieces, and this is you can leave it just like this particular part. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, thank you so much. I started with small pieces, maybe something bigger, like for practice, but even when I carved just for hobby, I started work generally and sometimes some little sculpture. So I even didn't take many big tools, so just working with small gouges or especially knife. This is thin blade, and now for working some bigger sculptures, something bigger than Jewelry, of course, I'm waiting new tools with some thicker blade. Somehow I'm trying to work with this thin knife, even bigger sculptures, but yeah, I can't wait to get my new tools and make the goods faster. Yeah, thank you so much. I always was curious to turn a small piece in something realistic. That's why I continued to work Jeverly, and now even if I decided to carving some decor sculptures or wooden spoons, anyway, these are not so big because my I always want to work miniature and turn into more detailed and improve even more, make small pieces into more realistic, like this one for example. Very detailed. You can't see unfortunately with the evening light, but all my carvings are on my website. This one was in olive wood. I worked it for 1 week. Probably in total 1 week of work. Just 1 inch, no, almost 2 inches of wood piece. Turn it into such detailed female form. Sometimes I change, working even easy Jewelry, just to, you know, when I finish to carve something difficult, it takes me mental energy. Sometimes I switch and change by carving something that mm, let's say that takes me more physical energy, because I work more pieces at once. At the same time I work one difficult, and then again when I work a lot of this and my mental energy is restored, I'm going to work something difficult with details, more details. Yeah, thank you so much, really. Um, yeah, I usually love to, when I have some fonts, I first thing I think I think is to take some new tools. Like, I'm crazy about tools shopping, but I don't know, work in small jewelry, that's why I never purchased big gauges. Maybe I have some to go bigger gauges, but that's all. Yeah, I imagine, because in this case you do something that you love, and carving, yeah, it's, let's say, it's relaxing. I mean, everyone that needs to do something that helps you to relax, do something what love. And in this case, but anytime I see many people starting wood carving, even just for hobby, because yeah, it's really satisfying. Heart and soul. Yeah, you're right. Hello. No, I don't. Italian, Polish, or English. Not Persian, sorry. I don't know if I could work it because pieces with details with the evening light are not so good to see in the evening. So maybe I'll start to carving the shape of this one. But this one is different, it's more with less details, just the shape. So maybe I could show you a little after I finish this last part. What a question in a wood carving life. Well, yeah, I fell in love in wood carving. So I can say hello. Hey, hello, welcome. Uh, a keychain spoon or a spoon with the K design? What do I think? Well, I love them. I mean, I have many fans from your country on Instagram. Most of people follow me on Instagram are from Iran. They always support my carvings. That's interesting. Like some magic K or a normal K, it can be personalized like as you want, for example. No, I'm not. Yeah, it is. I mean, um, if you think about a K on a spoon, first thing I imagined in my mind is some magic K, something like this. First imagine, I imagined with a spoon design, not a normal K, for example. It would sweet, of course, if you like it. I live in Italy, but I'm Polish. If I get good, don't worry. I won't. I'm not going to show you. But I don't want to. I don't want to cut myself. So in Italy. Okay, maybe I start to carving it a little. I planned to carving out this other stuff, but yeah, I prefer to see if this is going to be visible now in the evening. Do you like this phrase to say mio amico? Oh, okay, in South like me, but I live in Sicily. Okay. Hi, hello. Hey, welcome. Yeah, thank you so much, Tony, for appreciating. No, with the evening light, I can't show you too much because of the light, evening light, but can subscribe and follow my carvings if you appreciate my creations. It's going to be like this. This is my best seller, so I make them in different versions of wood or with different symbol engraved. This is American walnut. The I call it American walnut, but it's also called black walnut. But it's the same wood from one side, so I don't call it black because it can be even lighter color like this. This is the same wood but different tonalities of the color. I also work a lot Italian walnut, which is harder and allows me to make details like this. Hello. Hey Joy. Welcome. Thank you, Kay. This were most of my detailed. Unfortunately, the evening light is bad. You can find all these creations on my website. This link in the description. Hello. And today I'm just relaxing, carving something simple. Thank you, Albert. Thank you for subscribing. Greetings from Italy. I'm glad you appreciate it. My my miniature details. I even started big to carve something a little bit bigger, different than Jewelry, but yet small sculptures. Or I just showing you this because these are my first coffee spoons. Um, I usually cut it with a kind of tool. Now it's different because I had this little block of wood like this, the design, and I just removed it this way. In fact, I am live almost 1 hour, so for almost 1 hour I made this work, this job, but usually I remove the shape faster with another tool. Some bigger, thicker blocks with the saw. But this one I made live, this kind of job, just to make you relax with some wood carving sounds, because I rarely carving details in the evening. This one because it's easy to see, because it's rounded, it's not very detailed. Yeah, I'm glad you recognize the tree design. I also make some other spirits, green man. Oh, I haven't green man here. I'm working a new apple wood. This one is going to be on my channel, some videos, some short videos. I can't make long videos to everything because I need time, so sometimes I just show, sometimes oil finishing, so sometimes just some small details, some small part of details, or sometimes for carving videos. Yeah, thank you so much, Albert, and thank you for appreciating. I'm really glad that people all over the world appreciate my creations. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, yeah, I work hardwood because if I want to, I need to work hardwood, especially with little pieces, because the hardwood allows me to work such fine details. But of course, because I would like to make something different than Javelin. In fact, I'm working some spoons, sculptures, but always in miniature, because my goal is not to make bigger carvings, but improve anytime, more and more improve with little pieces with details in miniature, to get more and more realistic or very detailed. So if I'm carving small pieces, is not because I it's easier. In that is sometimes it's more difficult. For example, this one I just started to carve from a rectangular piece of wood, of olive wood, and I'm trying to imagine, to study how to make the thin cloth on the body and look transparent in 2 inches 5 centimeters of piece. So I love such difficult challenges even in miniature. And I absolutely couldn't carving something like this in the evening, where I need a lot of concentration with my eyes. To carving such details, I need a lot of light. It's almost midnight, but I'm still carving because this is simple to see in the evening. but yeah, usually I work only, I'm carving only during the day hours. I couldn't carving live yesterday and today in the afternoon, so I was glad to continue to show up and make something relaxing. Hello. No, not in Spain. If you mean about my location. Ah, okay, William, that's why this question. Someone some day ago told me that my accent looked like Russian, but I'm Polish. I live in Italy, but I'm in Polish, so probably, I don't know, mixed accent. Talking Polish, Italian, English, my accent is like mixed. I even don't know. Hello. Uh, yes, Italian walnut. You know that kind the big nuts, Italian nuts. You know this one you eat, and this is from this wood. Strangely, yes, strangely, I hear this compliment. I heard this compliment a few of times about my English. Well, my accent would be perfect and fluent, but yeah, I practice a lot in the years. So I'm happy you can understand me. Anyway, I think any country has own walnut, and this one is Italian. It's very hard. It hasn't a straight grain when you cut up and down. Sometimes this wood has a different, difficult, compact grain that I can't cut easily. And this one is Italian walnut. That's why I use it for such difficult, because the grain is hard, but carving such very little, for example, to make little mouth, eyes, it's not going to crack the wood easy like some soft wood. That's why, for example, this one in basswood, I need this size. I couldn't make a face of these sides in the basswood because this one is soft. But even this one is hard to make with this dimension. But this was a great challenge for me to make a softwood, something like this in softwood. Well, really, I'm I'm just carving random. It's almost midnight. If you'd like, I can show you some of my other jewelry. I make diff. Oh, this is another piece. I know the light can't show details. This is I'm happy of this job of this carving the how it turned. I love carving angels, mermaids, for example. Yeah, I had one in olive wood. It was a series that I called The Spirit of the Wild. One in Italian walnut, one in olive wood, but I sold the one in olive wood. And differently than Raven schools that I make the same design, such particular pieces I'm not going to remake anymore the same design. So I sold the one in olive wood months ago, and if I'd like to continue the series of this collection of the woman with the wolf, I'm going to make another design. Um, Something different and maybe in a different wood. Oh, this is another piece of wolf and raven I created too. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, then let's stop carving. Who would like to see some more? Some are made I carved years ago. For example, this one. Yeah, the light is very bad to show this one. Unfortunately. But I carved this 4 or 3 years ago. Now I could make it much more better. I have some. Oh, this is about the leaf. This was inspired. I was inspired about some old pendants that I create. The spirit into the leaf, inside the leaf. I'm glad. I'm really glad that you appreciate with this bad light because wood with such details that I create is bad to see in the evening. So, despite this, I'm very glad that you appreciate it. So you can see all of my work on my website. This is braided hands. I created as idea for anniversary or marriage proposal because I already had some custom work for marriage proposal, not only ring but also some pendants. Thank you. 3 face. This one you mean, yeah. I have more of this, even pendants. What else? Oh, I love this one I made probably 4 years ago. This looks more realistic, just the evening light is killing our details. Hello. You can cry, yeah. I take it as something positive to crying about it. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, here I created some emotional masks. Yeah. Which one looks angry? Yeah. Sometimes I can um, not voluntarily. Sometimes I create the expression I don't want, but sometimes I wanted a sad and happy expression, for example. Hello, Saudi Arabia. Greetings from Italy. Just one chess piece. Many people asked me in life if I ever carved chess. I planned it, but it's a lot. There's a lot of work. If one day I make a lot of money and don't need to sell my jewelry, then I create much more different sculptures where I'm not worried about making money. So it's risky to make something big and maybe not selling at the beginning. That's why I started with jewelry. Yeah, it's something I love creating masks and I planning to make more. Oh, this one, I love this effect into the wood, something connected. Some of these pieces are created a few years ago. So yes, if one day I won't need to sell my jewelry, make enough money, I make even one sculpture in months of work. Sometimes I created themes like for Halloween, but detailed stuff, so or for Christmas, but rarely I do something like this. And most of my other creations are just simple jewelry. Like I started more to carve. I also carve animals, birds. Most of my when I started carving jewelry, this is ebony wood. This is something I created the beard with the theater, so it was popular. Ebony wood is very hard, much more than Italian walnut. So when I started carving, I most of simple jewelry I started carving was Celtic or Norse mythology. Viking jewelry. Then in time I created some mix of Celtic symbols like Trinity knot with some animals. I'm still carving this as simple jewelry pendants. So yeah, I also carve some animals, but I always was better to carving humans than animals. Sometimes I reproduce some popular symbols, like this one. Raven School is popular. Most of jewelry makers make it in bronze, gold, silver, and I was curious how it turned into the wood. So first ones I sold in faster, so I continued to do it. But very detailed pieces deserves to be just unique design. Oh, the bone, yeah. Yeah, it's a different kind of work, but I also enjoy to see some carvers that do it. Oh, it's your religion. That's nice to hear. Well, if you visit my website, you can see most of um, Norse style of jewelry. Well, I could show you a lot, but yeah, this is most of the tilet of my works I already showed you. And so yeah, so okay, thank you. Um, you can find the link on description or in bio. Thank you for appreciating, for staying here with me just to see my works. That's why sometimes I make evening live, because if you find me in the afternoon in Italian time, in the afternoon I try to interact too, but most of time I'm focused. For example, previous live I carved this one, uh, and I'm very focused on details. But I love just carving something in relaxed way in the evening and interact more with you. So thank you for spending time with me. I try, even if I'm not able to finish something live, I'm going to post everything. Some shorts, long videos. I'm That's why I'm not always live. I'm not spending many hours in live because I'm trying to do everything. Videos, not only live stream. My website is on my description. No, yeah, I texted it on description, and I can text it. I had a blog, a wood blog when I engraved, but I haven't it here. I'm glad that you find it relaxing. Yeah. Um, I already posted some. There's three. So these are first carvings that aren't jewelry on my website already. And I'm going to text you in comment, just 1 second. I'm going to text you my website uh, in the comment. Okay. Here it is. Hello. You know, the interesting thing is that I have a different themes of jewelry, of carvings anyway. I have animals, some fantasy creatures, dragons, mermaids, angels, floral designs of jewelry, and my first pendant that I sold in life 1 week ago, that someone watched my live and visited my website to purchase something, was exactly this one, so Norse jewelry. So even on YouTube I'm finding Viking fans that choose my Norse jewelry. And but I would love to make everything I feel to do, not only this. So I'm trying to make happy everyone, to make something a little bit of everything. But if someone and about something specific, if someone would like to personalize, I make custom orders because I have time to make everything. So well, thank you for watching. Thank you who subscribed or just watched, and see you tomorrow. I'm planning another spoon. I already have design, but I don't know where it is, in olive wood. I made another design of the coffee spoon with olive wood leaf spirit in olive wood. Olive wood spirit in olive wood. And it's going to be a more connected face to the leaf, not out the leaf but with the leaf. So subscribe and follow me starting carving a new coffee spoon in olive wood. Still, thank you and have a nice evening. Bye. We have the same time. Yeah. Yeah, you are practically under Italy. So yeah. How is the weather there? Because here it's already summer and the hottest month is coming. This is one of the hottest months. Maybe I make some videos too here. Okay, now it's almost midnight. I have to clean everything because I work inside home, but you know, carving little stuff allows me to work home. Okay, I wish you a nice day, evening or morning, whatever you are, and see you next time. I'll be live tomorrow, so see you. Bye.